government to be deemed successful, youth of that state must be properly and adequately engaged and empowered. Osun is a state that has over 2 million youthful population. This means Osun has a huge potential that must be harnessed for our growth and development. Upon assumption of office in 2018, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola promised to ensure that the youth of Osun State are part of his government. The first visible step towards attainment of this was the appointment of Honorable Aziz Ola Yemi Lawal as the Commissioner for Youth and Sports in the state, a step believed to be a total deviation from the norm. Speaking with Osun Focus Crew, Lawal opened up on how Oyetola gave him free hands to operate and drive youth agenda in Osun State.
I can only give all glory to His Excellency Mr. Isiaka Adegboyega Oyetola, the Executive Governor of the state, who created an enabling environment for us to function as a ministry. When we came on board, I remember quite vividly that he said, what are the things you think you need to do differently as a young man that has been appointed as the Commissioner for Youth? You understand your people very well and you should be able to situate the solutions to their problems.
The commissioner highlighted that the first assignment he carried out was to come up with youth policy in Osun State, which anchored on 4 E's, named empowerment, engagement, education, and entrepreneurship.
One of the very first things we did was to come up with a template that would tackle the issues that has to do with youth needs. And in a way to tackle all these issues, we came up with the development of a youth policy, which rested on 4 cardinal points: youth engagement, youth empowerment, youth education, and youth entrepreneurship. And based on these 4 points, we were able to situate 21 thematic areas, which are the areas that we have been using, that has been guiding us to develop templates to tackle youth restiveness and all issues that has to do with the youth of the state. And one of the major things we did that I can consider one of the major achievements of this state government is the fact that we were able to hold a sports festival where over 30,000 youths were engaged. And in a way that for a period of about 3 months, we were able to hunt talents. And these talents, we have begun the process of nurturing them. And by the special grace of God, they shall be nurtured to stardom. Most of these talents are the ones that will begin to represent the interests of the state and the people of the state in national and international competitions. When it comes to issues that has to do with the youth, Mr. Governor, using his office, was able to secure loans for over 4,655 youths, starting from 500,000 naira to 2.5 million naira. The beneficiaries of these loans are out there and they have their testimonies to tell.
The commissioner also spoke on the ongoing programs in his ministry.
And around the youth, just recently, Mr. Governor has approved that we engage in massive recruitment of OES cadets, which is still ongoing. And I can assure you that before the end of June, we must have recruited a new set of youths that will be volunteers for the Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme. For the first time in the history of this state, Mr. Governor is taking the issues of the health of the youth as a very, very important issue. And why is this so? We realize that for our economy to become very viable, our youth must be empowered. And one of the things that will ensure that the productivity of our youth is on the high side is to ensure that they are very healthy. And for our youth to be healthy, Mr. Governor approved that we migrate 30,000 youths across board to Osun Health Insurance Scheme. Mr. Governor has paid their premium ahead of time, and those youths will be captured in a matter of weeks.
Lawal used the medium to clarify the misconceptions around Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme. He also said some escorts of the scheme are now doing great.
When it comes to issues around the Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme, I can tell you that a lot of people get it twisted. Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme is a volunteer program where youths that have one challenge or the other to define their lives appropriately make the volunteer to partake in the program, where the state engage them for only 3 hours in a day for them to support the state. And the state pay them some stipends for them to now go back and learn a trade. And I can tell you that we have gone through 4 batches successfully. And one of the strategies we have been using is to ensure that we have an exit program for them, where we train them on what they have chosen, the career they have chosen. And after the training, they are empowered to go ahead and start their own lives. And we have our success stories out there of people that have gone through the scheme, and today they have become men and women of their own. Today we have former OES cadets who are teachers in schools. We We have some of them who are wearing uniforms, who are members of the Nigeria Police Force, who are Nigerian Army. And we have quite a number of them today who have started their own businesses, especially the businesses of today, like the money services and all of that. So I can tell you that OAS has been a success story in all ramifications. And Mr. Governor is very, very interested in sustaining the project so that it becomes beneficial to more youth in the state.
As registration for OES and OEs continues, youth are enjoined to be ready to participate in the process. The commissioner also spoke on the importance of re-electing Oyetola for another term. Osun Focus also recalls that as part of engagement, youth appointment into political and leadership positions have significantly increased during Oyetola's administration.
If you look at the appointments we have in this state today, youth have occupied over 65% appointment positions in the state. And you can see that that has actually added so much energy to the way the government is running in this state. And you can see the result. The result is out there and it is very obvious. And I can tell you that the only thing we need at this point is for us to sustain the tempo so that Osun State will have a very good place in the Committee of States. And I'm going to use this medium to appeal to the teeming youth of this state to find a way to ensure that we support good governance, we support good representation, we support His Excellency, Mr. Isiaka Oyetola, to return for another 4 years so that by 2026, the state will be better placed than we met it in 2018. I thank you.